Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing you don't have to work for money anymore. Not because you won the lottery, not because you inherited millions, and not because you found some magical investment that doubled overnight. You simply build enough financial strength that your lifestyle no longer depends entirely on your next paycheck. But here's the problem. Financial independence isn't an on or off switch. There are levels. You can be earning $150,000 a year and still be financially fragile. You can earn $60,000 and have more financial freedom than someone making twice as much. The real question isn't how much money do I make? It's how much control do I have over my life? Today, we're breaking financial independence into 7 levels, from financial survival to complete financial freedom. And by the end, you'll know exactly where you stand and what the next level requires. Let's start at level 1, financial survival. At this stage, your primary financial goal is simply staying above water. Your income covers some or most of your expenses, but there's little room for unexpected problems. A car repair, medical bill, job loss, or major home expense can immediately create financial stress. You may rely on credit cards, carry high-interest debt, or constantly move money around to make it to the next paycheck. The most important move here isn't investing aggressively, it's creating stability. Start by knowing exactly where your money goes. Build a basic spending plan, eliminate unnecessary high-interest debt, and create a starter emergency fund. Your first financial milestone could be as simple as having enough cash to handle a $1,000 surprise without reaching for a credit card. At level 1, wealth isn't the priority. Resilience is. Level 2 is financial stability. Now you're no longer constantly reacting to financial emergencies. You have a cash reserve, your bills are manageable, and high-interest consumer debt is under control. This is where something powerful happens. Your income starts becoming an asset rather than simply disappearing into expenses. A common mistake is increasing lifestyle spending every time income rises. You get a raise, upgrade the car. You get another raise, move into a more expensive apartment. Then another raise arrives and somehow you're still waiting for payday. Financial stability requires a different strategy. Increase your savings rate as your income grows. For example, if your income increases by $10,000, you don't necessarily need to spend the entire increase. You could direct a portion toward retirement accounts, investments, or your emergency reserves. The goal isn't to live miserably, it's to make sure your lifestyle doesn't consume every dollar your career produces. Level 3 is financial flexibility. This is where your money starts buying you something more valuable than possessions, options. You have meaningful savings and investments. You can handle several months without a paycheck. You may be able to leave a toxic job, take time off, relocate, or deal with a family emergency without immediately going into financial crisis. This level is especially important because traditional financial advice often focuses only on retirement. But freedom can happen long before retirement. Maybe you want to change careers at 40. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to work 4 days a week instead of 5. Financial flexibility gives you the ability to make decisions based on your priorities rather than financial desperation. A useful number to monitor here is your essential expense runway. If your investments in cash aren't enough to replace your income forever, that's okay. Ask a different question. How many months could I maintain my essential lifestyle if my paycheck disappeared tomorrow? The longer that runway becomes, the more negotiating power you have over your own life. Level 4 is work optional living. This is the point where your investments and other reliable assets can cover a significant portion of your necessary expenses. You still work, but now work is becoming a choice rather than an absolute requirement. And this distinction matters. Financial independence doesn't necessarily mean quitting your job. You might genuinely enjoy your career. You might continue working because you want more travel, a bigger safety margin, or additional money for your family. The difference is that your financial survival no longer depends entirely on employment. To evaluate whether you're approaching this level, compare your annual essential expenses with your sustainable investment income. For example, if your essential lifestyle costs $50,000 a year and your portfolio can reasonably support a substantial portion of that amount over the long term, you've created an important layer of independence. But don't confuse a strong stock market year with permanent financial freedom. Market returns fluctuate. Taxes exist. Inflation matters. Healthcare costs can change. A financially independent plan has to survive bad years, not just look impressive during good ones. Level 5 is financial independence. Here, your invested assets and other reliable income sources can sustainably cover your lifestyle without requiring employment income. This is where the classic concept of retirement independence comes into play. But there's an important analytical point. Your number isn't universal. Someone spending $40,000 per year needs a very different portfolio from someone spending $150,000. And someone living in a high-cost city may have completely different expenses from someone in a lower-cost area. So instead of asking, how much money do I need to retire? Start with, what does my annual lifestyle actually cost? And how much of that cost can my assets sustainably support? That calculation is far more useful than chasing an arbitrary net worth target. And remember, taxes, healthcare, inflation, investment fees, and unexpected expenses can materially change the math. Level 6 is abundant independence. At this stage, your financial resources don't merely cover your basic lifestyle. You have substantial room beyond your necessities. You can afford meaningful experiences, support family members, donate to causes you care about, pursue expensive hobbies, or make major life decisions without threatening your financial foundation. But abundance introduces a new challenge. When money stops being scarce, the question changes from, how do I get more? To, what is enough? That's an incredibly important transition. Without a personal definition of enough, lifestyle inflation can continue indefinitely. A person with $2 million can feel behind someone with $5 million. A person with $5 million can compare themselves with someone who has $20 million. There will always be another number. Abundant independence means your financial strategy starts reflecting your values instead of your status. And finally, level 7, generational or legacy independence. This is where your financial decisions extend beyond your own lifetime. Your assets may be large enough to provide meaningful benefits to children, grandchildren, charitable organizations, or causes you care about. But legacy isn't simply about leaving behind the biggest possible inheritance. It's about transferring resources intentionally. That can involve estate planning, beneficiary designations, trust where appropriate, charitable giving, tax planning, insurance, and, perhaps most importantly, financial education for the people who may eventually receive your assets. Because giving someone money without teaching them how to manage it can solve a short-term problem while creating a long-term one. At this level, your financial plan becomes less about accumulation and more about stewardship. So where are you? Maybe you're at level 1, trying to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Maybe you're at level 3, where savings are giving you career flexibility. Maybe you're approaching level 5 and seriously considering whether work is still financially necessary. Or perhaps you're already thinking about legacy. The important thing is not the label, it's knowing your next move. If you're at level 1, build stability. If you're at level 2, increase your savings and eliminate financial leaks. If you're at level 3, build enough runway to create options. If you're at level 4, test whether your investment strategy can realistically support greater freedom. If you're at level 5, protect your independence from inflation, taxes, market volatility, and lifestyle creep. If you're at level 6, define what enough actually means. And if you're at level 7, focus on transferring wealth with intention, not simply transferring money. Financial independence isn't a competition where everyone needs to reach the same destination. It's a progression. Every level gives you something different: stability, flexibility, choice, freedom, abundance, and eventually the ability to influence the financial future of people beyond yourself. And here's the most important takeaway. The highest level of financial independence isn't having the biggest bank account. It's having the greatest control over your time, decisions, and future. If this video gave you a new way to think about your money, hit the like button, subscribe for more practical and analytical finance content, and comment below. Which level are you at right now? And what's the next level you're working toward? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.